The last is to make sure that your manifest file is not cached. Okay? You can run into a whole slew of problems if you've got cache control headers on your manifest such that it's allowed to be cached by the browser or by proxies in between your server and your browsers. Because when that happens, now remember, when the manifest doesn't change, your application will not change. So if you need to update your application, the manifest has to change. And if it's cached, the browser is going to think it didn't change. So that's the other gotcha to keep in mind. Okay, so now we're gonna jump into a demo. I've got a real small app cache demo that we're gonna jump through, and I'm gonna kind of show you some of the steps that go into building an app and then also updating that app. Okay. And I'm gonna Okay, so what we have here is a simple application that plays different notes, okay? And what I've done is, instead of showing the console log debug in Chrome, I'm logging the events directly in the window here. And we're using the almost identical code that I showed earlier to do this, but just modified slightly to send it to the DOM as opposed to the console log, okay? And it's in reverse order, so the one at the top is the most recent event. One thing I should mention is that code also gives you the ability to automatically pull the server to see if there's a new manifest file, and that's what's actually happening here. This is running, and every 10 seconds it's going to request to see if there's a new manifest, and if there is, it's going to automatically download the entire cache and fire the update ready event. So what does this app look like? This is our HTML5 app. We have the HTML5 doc type. We have reference to the manifest. Okay, in this example, like I said, it can be named anything, .manifest. In this example, we're calling it keys. And we have a typical HTML5 app. We've got JavaScript, we've got CSS, and we have different notes that we're playing. And we're actually using HTML5 audio support as well to play these MP3s. Okay, now we've got this app, and I refresh. When I refresh, we've already cached it, and it's fired the no update event as the last event. It did not download any resources again, and we can show that by killing the server, right? So this is running locally on my laptop. And when it's already noticed that we're offline. That refreshing every so often, that logging tool will also let you know when you're online or offline. So if we refresh, even though the server's down, completely down, we can refresh all day long, and the app still works, okay? The resources for the music are also available because they were in the manifest file. I'm going to show that now. The manifest keys is here. Whoops. We've listed the fave icon, the CSS, the JavaScript, and then all the MP3s that are used to play those notes. Okay, and when we downloaded everything, it downloaded it all, put it in the cache so that we have it available for subsequent use. Pretty cool. So let's say that, let me start the server back up real quick. And we'll see that now we're in sync and online at the top there. It's probably hard to see on the contrast, sorry about that. But let's say we want to modify the app, okay? We've got several notes here that play through a scale. And let's add another note. Is anyone familiar with the brown note? Has anyone heard of this? Anyone watch Mythbusters? Yeah? Okay, we've got a few. The brown note, okay, is a harmonic frequency that, in theory, well, actually it's a myth, but the point of it is that it will cause you to lose your control of your bowels, okay? So we're going to add that to this app, right, because it obviously needs it. Okay? That's right, okay? Now, what I've done here is I've modified the index.html, okay? So if we go back to the app, what do we expect to see?
A new line.
Okay, a new line. Anyone else?
Downloading the MP3.
Okay. Now remember, it's cached, right? We're going to refresh. We don't get anything. We haven't updated the manifest file, okay? The app does not update unless you update the manifest file, okay? So let's do that. In this case, I'm just going to, we mentioned timestamps before. You can change it in any way, shape, or form. So let's update the manifest, okay? and we're going to serve it again. Oh, it downloaded everything. It tells us there's a new version. Let's view the latest. Okay? Uh-oh. Let me check something. Let me touch it again real quick. No, I did.
Chrome is buggy.
You've got the next step, but hold on, I'm going to reset the cache here real quick. Okay. Concerning, Chrome is buggy in this regard. I didn't expect it to happen during this demo, but we've seen this a lot in that the app cache has some trouble within Chrome. It works great in Safari and Firefox. Occasionally you'll see this behavior, usually when you take a server down like that. In my practice before this, wasn't able to get it to reproduce there, but obviously when you do it live, that's how you know it's a real demo. That's right. Okay, so we have this brown note. Now, if we click the brown note, what's going to happen?
Oh, God.
That's right. No, actually, fortunately, nothing, okay? And the reason for this is because we haven't put the brown note in our manifest file, okay? We've updated the index.html, but we haven't added it, the actual note. Okay, so what we're going to do here is instead of adding, the brown note happens to be a file named B. We could add it like that. Instead, we're going to do the network section. And we're going to say anything that we haven't, anything that isn't already cached, and while you're online, we're going to allow you to download that. Okay, so we're going to pick up the brown note by using this this failover. So it's changed. We're going to refresh. In theory, the brown note should play now. Okay, and so we've got the resource of the MP3, right? You want to hear that again? That's pretty good, right? We can play the music, right? So that's the process of going through the application cache, and I advise you to, when you're playing with something like this, give it a lot of debug sessions, give it a lot of logging, and make sure you're walking through the entire process, because it is tricky, as we saw here. I did something out of order, obviously, which caused it to not invalidate the cache. That sums up the demo. So my name is Ryan McGeary. Along with Jim Garvin, we co-founded BusyConf. BusyConf is an application for organizers to better organize conferences, speaking conferences. We help organizers collect proposals and publish those proposals. We publish the proposals in the form of a schedule, and we also handle ticket registration. And we've had a lot of experience with HTML5 application caching, specifically for the scheduling portion of it. And I hope some of this today has conveyed some of the beauty of HTML5 application caching, along with some of the gotchas and some of the difficulties. And with that, I thank you for your time, and Yermo for having us. Thank you.